Hello, this is video number 11, and the question is what we would do differently if we could, or what we would tell our younger self. I think Eric's going to start.
This is probably one of the easier questions you've asked us, because we were, before we got this question, we was just discussing that in the car one day. And I think if we had it to do over again, both of us would stay in school and finish our 4-year degree right when we started. So both of us got out with a 2-year degree, associates, and then I finished mine later on. But we wish that we would have stayed, go ahead and get married the time when we did, but then stay in school. And I wish that I would have joined the military, joined the Air Force after college, and went in and did that and pursued that direction in life.
And the reason is if he finished his degree first, he could join the military and go in as an officer. So I agree with him, and we would have lived in married housing on Murray State campus and went 2 more years to school. And then I would like to have traveled a little bit more right after college. And
before we had all them babies.
Still would have had my kids, but maybe a couple years later than we did. What I would tell my younger self is that I would tell myself to be confident in who I am. I'm a much more confident person now than I was 40 years ago. So I just would tell myself to try new things, don't be afraid to, and just know that you can do it.
I had this bright idea about 1978, somewhere through there. I was still in high school. I wanted to borrow $10,000 and invest it in Walmart stock. And I would go back and tell myself, that was a good idea, do that. I'd be retired now if that was the case.
Probably would have taken a few more risks, not been so cautious in our younger
Very
years.
much.
Right. So, but I wouldn't change where I lived. I wouldn't change where I went to school. I wouldn't change having children. Wouldn't change any of that.
We would have had a baby between Jordan and Drew. If we knew Drew was coming, we would have had him.
So
had
we
him
would
a
have
playmate.
4 children instead of 3.
Yeah, we were so wonderful parents. Why not?
Okay. We're digressing. I think we should close now. Bye-bye, all.